Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Dom, and we're back. I'm here with Anthony. This is the A word.
Hey.
We had some absences over the last couple of weeks, but we are for sure here and back now. He's back from vacation. I'm back from vacation. Everybody's back from vacation. And we are here to talk about all the latest and greatest in the world that is Apple. There is a lot of stuff quite a few things to go over tonight, but we're going to squeeze it in. The main topic of interest is iWatch, or smartwatches in general.
What?
Let's take out the iWatch here and just generalize it into smartwatches altogether. So obviously a smartwatch is a topic of interest to a lot of people. You know, there's probably quite a few people that are interested in a smartwatch of some sort. So that being said, a lot of manufacturers have, took their products to the market. One of them being Pebble here. I have a Pebble watch, actually, that I just picked up this last weekend, actually. And it's interesting. It's very interesting. But before we get into all this, I want to ask all of you out there, and I'm not even going to label this as an Apple product, just a smartwatch in general. What's the main...
That's smart.
Yeah, what's what's one feature that you would like to see what's one feature that a smartwatch could have? You could say two features if you want, but what's something that a smartwatch would do or, have functionality wise that would sell you on it? That would be like, okay, this is exactly why I need a smartwatch. So keep that in mind throughout this discussion. Huh? What?
I'll say wipes.
Wipes?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like
that's all.
Baby wipes? Okay. But what is the one main feature that you would like to see in a smartwatch that would sell you on it instantly? Something that's like, okay, I'm buying this smartwatch. Insert smartwatch brand or name here. This is it because it has X feature. So let us know what you guys think about that, and we'll continue this discussion here of really weird or interesting news, actually. This came out last week, I believe, July 5th. We've been obviously out of the picture for a little bit because we were on vacation and people were busy and stuff, but Apple patented this interesting flexible battery shape, and it looks like something that would be used on a smartwatch, obviously, like on the band or the underside of, like, you know what I mean? Like maybe the device would be partially enclosing this little smartwatch here.
Do you know how big it is?
No, it's just a patent, so it's not like...
Doesn't have dimensions?
No dimensions.
It could be big.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. It
could be a big thing.
Could be really small.
Could be.
Could be the next big thing. But
that's small.
But this little guy right here, and you can follow along with all these articles. I always drop the links in the description of the YouTube video or in the article for this podcast. So if you guys want to read along with all of this, you can check out all the images and everything that we're talking about and be able to, see it in real time as we discuss it. So keep that in mind. But this image, okay, it definitely looks like something that could be used in a watch band. And am I surprised? No. But it's very interesting. It could be used in a ton of different devices, but obviously with the curved shape that this actual patent displays makes you lean towards watch. Now, this according to Mac Rumors here that I'm sourcing for this little article here, the Apple's patent also suggests that a flexible battery pack could have certain cells removed to incorporate thermoelectric coolers, flashes, or a camera, allowing the battery to fit more snugly into a small place. So I mean, this could be for a variety of things. They could have a lot of different implementations for this patent here. But according to Apple, its flexible battery solution could be used in a number of devices, including, and I quote from this patent, wristwatches, calculators, laptop computers, tablet computers, and or music players. So they have a lot of different routes they can take with this patent here. The first one, notably, obviously, is wristwatches. That's a smartwatch, right? I mean, Apple wouldn't put out a dumb watch.
Yeah.
So
maybe it could be a setup for like speakers and a monitor, like a full studio setup.
It really could be for anything at this point.
That's a music player.
Yeah. I think, my money's leaning towards iWatch.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking, is definitely iWatch. And by the way, everybody, if you have any questions or comments or anything like that, and anytime you're listening to this podcast, if you just tweet at MacMixing, you can kind of tweet along with with the podcast, and I'll answer any questions or anything, regardless of when you're listening to this podcast, because we do stream it live also as well on the interwebs, Sunday nights usually. So be sure to follow along on Twitter if you want to know when it's going live, so you guys can listen in. Another important little update here for iWatch. This actually just came today. This is from via Financial Times. This is from the Financial Times via Mac Rumors. Apple aggressively hiring for smartwatch project, looking toward late 2014 launch. Yeah. Exactly. So this is from the Financial Times. They say the company has begun hiring, quote, aggressively for the project in the recent weeks, say people familiar with Apple's plans for the wearable device, a move that shows it has stepped up development, but which raises questions over the availability of its own engineers to develop wearable technology. As Apple moves from iPods, iPhones, and iPads into an entirely new category of product, it is looking beyond its existing staff in Cupertino for the talent required to build it, an indication that the endeavor involves, quote, hard engineering problems that they've not been able to solve, according to one source. So this is pretty interesting. They're kind of seeking outside help to build something like this. Now, we don't know who the outside help is. It very well could be an existing watch manufacturer, for all we know. That would make sense to bring on Casio or
Apple and Rolex.
Yeah, Rolex, iRolex. So I mean, it would make sense for them to bring on somebody that knows this game, like they do. I would think, Casio does a lot of digital stuff with watches. I would think they would be a good fit to help Apple build an iWatch. And basically, because Casio, I believe they have this G-Shock watch. That's a smartwatch that pairs with your device via Bluetooth. Yeah. And it gives you notifications and stuff on things. More commonly used with Android devices. Everything's just a little bit more compatible. Even the Pebble watch that I have is more compatible with Android than iOS. For obvious reasons, iOS is a little restricted in the API department. So it doesn't work with everything as well as it does on Android. It just, I hate to use the word, but the phrase, it just works, with Android devices, and that is just because the openness of the platform. But okay, so we were talking about iWatch. I've had this Pebble Watch for a while, and this Pebble Watch has, in the last couple of weeks, has definitely, the last week, I guess, the last 7 days, has definitely made me realize that a smartwatch has a place in my life.
Yeah.
I think that it's you really have to have had one and used it for a while to know that, because it's kind of hard, and I guess for me anyways, it's hard because I don't wear watches.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I just don't care. I have my phone to look at the time.
Yeah, I don't either.
But there are some people that wear watches for functionality, some people that wear watches for fashion statement, to like, they have different color watches, those big watches that are to match their clothes or whatever. But you know what I mean? Like, people wear them for various
accessorize.
Yeah, accessorize. People wear them for various reasons, and And for me, I didn't ever wear a watch, really. I wore an iPod Nano as a watch for a while, and then the novelty wore off for me, and I stopped doing that. Sixth generation iPod Nano, mind you.
The whole function just wasn't there.
Well, no, it's like, okay, why am I wearing this iPod Nano watch? To have a cool watch? Like, that was an accessory thing. You know what I mean? Like, it was pointless, and I was like, well, this is stupid. I don't care. So now I have this Pebble watch, and it's funny because it's not even like as glorious and you know, I guess like it doesn't look as fancy. It's just like a plain. It's e-paper. It's got a little LED backlight, and that's about it. You can change out watch faces and install apps on it and stuff. But it's not even. It doesn't. It looks like an old school pager. You know, I mean, the screen does for sure. Like it looks kind of cheap. But on that same side, this is the most functional watch that I've ever used. And you know, I've tried to wear watches in the past, but I never cared to wear even just a watch that just told the time. I just didn't. It wasn't a big deal to me. And now having the Pebble watch, it's definitely brought a different aspect. I have to. I have
to ask. Does it have a calculator?
You can install a calculator app.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, so
a little miniature one, or does it have like big numbers, or have you seen?
I haven't installed it. I know I saw one out there.
At least it's out there.
There's tons of third-party apps that you can install for this. Now, so like I was saying, I didn't have a need for a watch in my life before I got the Pebble watch. I didn't even know if the Pebble watch was going to work out, but I buy these things so I can review them and tell you guys what it's all about. So if it's stupid, you guys don't have to buy them. That's what I do, you know? It's part of this deal here. I help you guys make informed purchases and decisions. So for me, the Pebble watch is definitely a win. Now, I almost guarantee you the iWatch will be an even bigger win, and my Pebble watch will end up on my shelf when it comes out. You know, that's just what's going to happen. I can already imagine that Apple will implement something much better. But back to the question that I asked earlier, what is it that could be implemented into a smartwatch that would make you all in? Well, for me, it's exactly, and I can't think beyond what I've already experienced, but for me, it's exactly what the Pebble Watch offers. Notifications and, you know, just the ease of use. Like, I don't have to, okay, if I get an email, right, an email comes through, and it's just Amazon telling me about this recent purchase that I made with shipping. I don't care about that. I don't need to take my phone out. I don't need to bother with it. But if it's another email from, you know, LifeProof or somebody saying, hey, did you receive this package or whatever, then it's something I want to respond to. I can, you know, I'll know. That kind of on-the-fly stuff is what I enjoy about having a smartwatch.
See, I would want one if I could have notifications for calls and answer the calls on my watch while I'm driving.
Well, here's the thing, okay?
And talk to them instead of having to grab my phone, you know.
So you can do that with Pebble.
But not with an iPhone.
Yeah. I get a
Oh, can you?
Look at that. I got a tweet bot.
No, I mean, does it have a microphone and a speaker on
No,
there?
Pebble doesn't.
That's what I'm talking about.
But the phone does. So you can answer it from here, and you can actually have it set up so that when you have I believe, let me go look in the settings here. It's an accessibility setting.
For speakerphone?
Yeah, you can have it answer to speakerphone when it's let me see, hold on real quick. We're going to I don't know where it's at. I know that there's something in here that allows you to answer it to speakerphone, but I can't find it at the moment. So you can have that set up and just answer it straight to, you know, your speakerphone like that, and be able to talk. But yeah, I get what you're saying though. Having the functionality and your hands are 10 and
so close.
Your hands are 10 and 2 on the steering wheel, and you can just be like, boop, hey, what's up?
And just have a speakerphone.
That's how I don't know. You know, I don't know how intense on the battery that would be, and that may be something that could be, that's a plausible feature for an iWatch.
Yeah.
Or for any advanced smartwatch other than what's out there right now.
What if it was powered by solar?
You know,
wouldn't that be, you know?
I don't know where they'd put the panels without it, because solar panels are ugly.
Well, yeah, but
anything I've seen with solar panels, they have that Logitech Bluetooth keyboard that has the solar panels at the top, and it's so ugly.
I haven't seen it.
It's ugly.
But if I could be a little facetious here, have the solar panels under the screen, so the light, hitting it goes through the screen, and I don't know how futuristic that might be.
It sounds kind of futuristic.
But it would be really cool.
So this is that looks ugly.
Yeah.
Me. I'm showing him, by the way, I'm showing him a picture of the Logitech solar keyboard.
Well,
it just looks...
they have those transparent screens now for TVs. Why couldn't they implement that into an or a smartwatch at all?
I don't know. I mean, anything is plausible at this point. Now, especially if this rumor is true where they're leaning towards a late 2014 watch or launch or watch, either one. We've heard several different reports actually that were that state different dates. There was one actually that said that it was coming out late this year. There was another one that said it was coming out again in 2014. So really, who knows? I mean, I think that if this rumor that they're aggressively hiring right now is just starting, like if this is true that they're just starting to aggressively hire, then I don't think that they're going to be able to come up with that by October. I'll be shocked. So that means the Pebble lives to see another year.
Yeah, but what are they hiring, or who are they hiring?
It doesn't say. They're aggressively hiring for a smartwatch project.
Yeah.
So whatever project.
But that could be to build them.
It could be too. Yeah, I mean,
just to manufacture the product.
No, but this is Apple, not Foxconn. Foxconn manufactures pretty much all Apple stuff.
Yeah, but they also were talking about how they're trying to bring things back to the States and
Macs though. That's different.
Well, yeah, but you never know.
Yeah,
that's
do.
What I'm saying.
You always have to take everything that we read you, and only news I'm saying, with a grain of salt. So take all of that stuff, lightly, and don't expect anything to be true because you really never know how it's going to work out. But yeah, for me, a smartwatch, I'm pretty happy with what Pebble does. Sure, it could do more. Sure, it could have a Dick Tracy camera on the front. That would be cool.
Beam me up.
Jailbroken devices add a ton of functionality to Pebble Watch as well. Like I have a jailbroken iPhone 5, and there's something called Pebble Activator, and it makes you feel like Inspector Gadget because you can press a button on the watch and something will happen on your phone.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool. There's a bunch of different things like that though, and that can actually allow you to. I've seen some pretty cool stuff actually where I saw there was some guy out there that was working on controlling your Nest with a Pebble Watch. I've actually
Why would
your
you
air
do
conditioner. Why?
With your Pebble Watch?
Yeah.
From
anywhere. That's kind of cool.
But how would you?
I don't know how it would be done. I've also seen.
I didn't mean why. I meant how.
I've also seen somebody control their hue lights with the Pebble Watch. I saw that.
That's cool.
Yeah, so you could like walk into a room and be like, doop, and turn on your lights. Just hit the button.
Have a dimmer.
Yeah, whatever. There's all kinds of possibilities open up when you have an open platform like Pebble. Like the Pebble is completely open. Anybody can use it. Anybody can develop for it. Pretty much anything like that. So I'm excited to see where that stuff goes. That's my take on it. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. Real quick, I do want to get into this though, because I've had a couple people comment on this. Okay, Pebble is $150, right? And a lot of people saw it and are like, "Oh, that's $150. What a ripoff!" You know what I mean? And to an extent, I can kind of side with that. Now, here's my explanation. So if you have, for example, the Jawbone Up. I have a Jawbone Up.
Yeah.
It's a little bracelet. You wear it around, and it tracks your walking and your sleeping and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So Pebble also has an accelerometer in it, just like Jawbone Up, and you can use like an app called Runkeeper to track your movement, your walking and stuff. And the Jawbone Up is $99. So, and all that does, it doesn't have a screen, it doesn't do anything.
It doesn't do anything else.
The Nike Fuel Band, which our good friend Joel has one of, that tracks your running and stuff, and you can set goals. It's got a little LED screen on it, but it's not to like show anything except goal reached or stuff like that. That's $150. Same price as Pebble.
Wow.
So if you compare it to these other novelty like
But it's
run
Nike.
tracking things, if you compare it to all those kind of things like that, Pebble is definitely a steal because you're getting a smartwatch.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to dub it as a smartwatch because it's so much. There's so much functionality there, but you're getting so much more spending $150 on a Pebble than you would buying a Nike Fuel Band or a Jawbone Up. The Pebble Watch has replaced my Jawbone Up. I do not wear that anymore. I don't see the need for it. I can track the walking and everything on my iPhone with the Pebble Watch.
Yeah.
And now, if you compare it to, for like, I think it's like $250. Let's see, on Amazon. Let's see, Sony smartwatch. No, not Sony Ska. Sony smartwatch. Why are you keep doing that, stupid Safari? Okay, this is the first generation. Okay, there's a second generation of the Sony smartwatch that's coming out, or that is out. I don't even know if it's out yet or not. I have no idea what I'm looking at here. Let's see, Sony smartwatch. Okay, so let's see. We're going to the Sony website. Sony smartwatch. This is the Sony smartwatch. So is there like a price or anything on here? Yeah.
Must not be out yet.
No, there was one out. It was an older one. This is not what I'm looking for. I don't know. Oh, wait, here. Smartwatch Sony store. This might be it. So this guy right here. Okay, so this is $129, right? Now, I don't know.
It looks like a Nano.
It does kind of look like a Nano, but I can't vouch for this, but what I've read is like, okay, because this smartwatch has a color screen and everything, and from what I've read, it doesn't do too well in the battery life department.
Ooh.
Because of the screen, because there's a lot of stuff going on there. And it's not to say that Sony didn't build a good product, but you don't want to charge your watch every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's the
here.
I'm gonna read. We'll find a fair review here on Sony's. This is on Sony's website, by the way. I would say that a 3-star review would be a fair rating. You know what I mean? Like, as in like from poor, fair, or good. You know what I mean? Like in those kind of things. Let's see. Let's find a nice little review here. Okay.
Nice 3.
Here, actually, I'm going to just give it this 4 that I saw up here. Let's see what this person, I don't even know what this says. This is a 4-star review. I'm going to read some of this. A really good idea with a few issues. That's the title of the review. Despite the cons noted, this is a product with a lot of potential. When emails and texts arrive, I can quickly look at the watch and ignore unimportant ones without losing focus. It's amazing how much more I get done in a day when I don't need to fumble the phone out of my pocket to see if a message is important. Also great for allowing me to screen callers, muting the ringer so I can get out of meetings before I answer the phone. Works well with the HTC One. I'm really looking forward to the updated version in September, but for the moment, this one is cheap and a lot of fun. Recommended, especially if you mainly use it in an indoor situation. Sony have made the smartwatch SDK available so you can write your own apps. Now, for the cons they noted is the display in sunlight and the mounting system for the watch band.
Yeah.
So that right there, that's obviously a big issue. And that is why Pebble uses the e-paper display, because you can see e-paper in sunlight without any issues. Like I can just look at it in sunlight and there's no problems seeing what's on the watch face. So this didn't actually mention anything about battery life. Here's just to be unfair a little bit. No, I'm just kidding. There's a 1-star review. Now, I don't even know what this means. This person says, worst quality ever.
Wow.
The silver ring will fail. The side button will fail as well. The watch is trash after that. So that doesn't seem like a very fair review. Like I said, none of this notes battery life, but that's what I read in a couple other reviews on this watch right here. Because I was thinking about just picking one up to kind of see what the deal is. You know what I mean? Just to see what the deal is. I still might do that, but battery life seems to be a big issue with these smartwatches. Now, the Pebble will only last you 5 to 7 days, depending on how many apps you have installed and running at the same time.
That's good, though.
Yes, it's good, but I still don't want to charge my watch all the time. You know what I mean? I realize you're going to have to an extent with a
Once a
smartwatch.
week.
But I think that that's the biggest hurdle for Apple to get over, is making, this thing last.
Solar panel.
Making this thing be able to last through any situation for any duration of time, or reasonable duration of time, without charging. You know what I mean? So maybe you can go a week or two, but I don't know if I see a smartwatch having a Retina display. I don't know if I see a smartwatch having a whole lot of features outside of what
maybe not
this
at
watch
first.
and Pebble. I would say that maybe the second or third generation even of an Apple smartwatch will be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
We're talking like 5-10 years from now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
maybe 5 years.
fails
5 years from now.
and everybody hates it.
But that's, it's really hard to figure out exactly what they would need to do to make a smartwatch successful. Pebble was extremely successful, and I'm not here to hype Pebble this whole time. Sony's a major manufacturer. They do this stuff, they do technology stuff all the time. Pebble raised $10 million on Kickstarter, which is pretty impressive. Now, unfortunately, a lot of people haven't received their Pebble watches yet, even the Kickstarter backers, and here I am. I have one I went and bought at Best Buy last week. So I don't know if that's a manufacturing issue or whatever, but I think that something like this is such uncovered territory, smartwatches, that people really want to see if it fits in their life. I think that's why Pebble was so popular. People have been wanting a smartwatch for a long time, and I think that if Apple doesn't hurry, they're going to miss out on riding on that, that hype. What are you doing over there?
I found a Pebble watch, but it's different.
That's a gray one.
Yes.
Yeah, they have different colors. They have gray, white, red, orange, and black.
Well, no, and it seems to not have color on this one. But
mine doesn't have color either.
Oh, they don't have color at all?
No, they're black and white.
Oh.
Yeah, they're just e-paper.
Oh, yeah, you said that.
Yeah, there's no color.
Well, this one has Tetris on it, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah, you can install... I had Space Invaders on mine for a minute.
That's really cool.
Yeah, you can install... And all those things are novelty, though, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, it's cool. I can play Pebble on my watch, but you know what? I can pull out my iPhone and play it on a foreign screen.
Students in class just playing on their watch.
Students would probably put their answers to their tests inside of a notes app or something.
Yeah, there you go.
And just look at their watch.
They'll be saying no
smartwatch. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Smart devices. Mine's stupid.
No electronics allowed in class anymore.
It's a Samsung.
Yeah. So, real quick before we get out of here, I do want to talk about one other thing. So this is from last Thursday. Nokia unveiled this new Windows phone with a 41 megapixel camera.
That was my whistle.
So now this is like, I'm going to get a little bit vulgar here in a second because I'm going to use a little comparison.
Warning.
Yeah, warning, parental advisory. Seriously, earmuffs, you guys.
Recommended.
I'm not going to get very earmuffy, but I'm going to... Yeah.
Earmuffy.
I'll hold on. Okay, so this new phone, right? 41 megapixels. I mean, is that really necessary? You know what I mean? Like, of course it's going to have it's going to be really good quality. This is the Lumia 1020. It has a 41 megapixel camera, and it, let's see, what are the other specs here? Equipped with optical image stabilization, 6-component Zeiss lens, and xenon flash. Nokia plans to release an app that will allow users to manually adjust several aspects of the camera, like the aperture and stuff like that, the exposure. They'll allow you to adjust that on the fly with this app, and it uses oversampling. So the 41 megapixels allows the Lumia 1020 to take crisp, noiseless photos. So that seems to be cool. When it seems to be a lot, though. I I think it's too much, okay? That's what I'm trying to get to here. I think it's too much. It's kind of like it's kind of like the guy with the 40-inch slong. Like impressive but not necessary. You know what I mean?
Oh.
That's what I meant by earmuffs.
You know,
Just like
I'm reading this and it says the battery life is 13 hours talk. That's pretty impressive, I must say.
on that Nokia?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Pretty
okay,
impressive.
This Nokia right here brings me to 41 megapixel Nokia Windows phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
iPhone 5s rumored to be 12 megapixel sensor. You know what I mean? Like, okay, comes back to what is it? A couple of weeks ago or something? You were like, Apple just needs to step it up.
A little bit, yeah.
And I think that's in comparison to this Nokia phone, yeah, they definitely have to step something up. Because right now the 5S is rumored to have 12 megapixel sensor and dual LED flashes. Where's the whoop-de-doo party? I mean, I agree. Yeah, they need to step it up. Outside of that, they're going to like they've always been kind of behind
the times.
It's weird because they've been ahead of technology, but behind like spec wise. Like, the 5S or the iPhone 5, they only have like dual core processors. Like there's nothing, there's phones out there with quad core processors and Apple's just kind of like, meh, it'll work. But in all reality, it does work very well with iOS. Like everything's fluid, everything works fine.
There's no need to make it more expensive or something.
They don't need to do it, okay? They don't need to, but this is what the people want, though.
Yeah.
The people want
it's coming to that
people
point.
want the specs. But on the other hand, like me or you would want the specs, but normal person that goes to the store, you know what they want? First of all, they hear 41 megapixel camera next to 8 megapixel camera. They think that's better. Yeah. Obviously, it's 41 and 8, But then they see 4-inch screen. And they see, there's X billion apps in the App Store or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, they look at these general numbers.
Yeah.
They don't look at the very deep technical, like, quad-core processor or, this and that or blah, blah, blah. So
they see autofocus.
Yeah. I think that's...
The regular person,
That's kind of what... that's
non-techie.
Yeah, that's kind of what non-techie people see, and I think that that's what the Lumia has going for it. People see 41 megapixel camera, they're like, "Holy crap, that's like a full-size camera, That's like better than most full-size cameras on your phone." And that's the kind of stuff that draws people in, and I think that's what Apple is lacking. They may not necessarily need like the fastest processor in the world inside of their phones, but they need these standout, grab the public features like that Nokia is obviously, basing this phone off. I don't know how the picture quality is. I don't think we'll be able to find out until, they unveiled it. I don't know when they're actually going to release it. I don't see a release date here, but
do you happen to know how, what the resolution is on the iPhone 5? Off the top of your head?
The what?
I'm asking.
The screen resolution?
Yeah.
960 by 13 something. I can't remember. Here, let's
look horrible. it up. I'm gonna say this. This Lumia phone is 768 by 1280.
Okay, it's
because I was thinking.
Okay, yeah, it's 1136 by 640.
So the resolution of the screen is better.
On what?
On the iPhone.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't think.
But I don't think people see that.
Well, are they saying that that's Retina? A lot of people don't. I don't think. Okay, here's a good example, right? And my wife, she uses a Nook, right? She reads her books on a Nook, and she had a regular Nook tablet. Prior to this new one, right? She had a Nook tablet, and then something happened to it, and we had to get her a new one. So I got her a Nook HD.
Yeah.
That has a Retina. It's in all classifications. It's a Retina display. Mm-hmm. It's got higher pixel density where you can't see the actual pixels. And she didn't notice a difference in the screen. Like I was like, look at the picture. It's so much more crisp on this one. Don't you like it? She's like, meh.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't notice that kind of stuff. She's pretty average in technology. Like, she would be the average person that would be buying that kind of stuff. I don't think people may not care. Apple can hype it and get people to care about it. But
well, any company can do that.
But and I'm sure if I put it side by side and really made her look at it, she would see the difference between the two. But I don't think that people care enough to do that, and it's not really something that normal people worry about. They want functionality and those big, like, grabbing things. Like, if I told her the previous Nook could store 20 books and the new Nook could store 5,000, she'd like the new Nook.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, better. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like,
even if it was slower, and
that's what people like.
That'd be pretty cool, though. 20 and 5,000.
People like those, like, standout, like,
features.
This number is better than this number, so it's obviously better. That's what it comes down to. So enough of this. This is a huge tangent. I don't even know where it started, but. Like I was saying earlier, you guys, if you have, if there were to be a smartwatch, what's the one functionality that would sell you on it? That's what we want to know from you, and be sure to leave that in the comments of this article.
And like I was saying, if I could wipe my butt.
Oh, wipe. Okay, yeah. I don't think it's gonna do that. So keep dreaming. We're decades away from that functionality. Definitely. But. Let us know what you think would be a great addition. What would you like to see in a smartwatch? What would be that one or two features that would just, shut up and take my money to X manufacturer, whoever it may be. It doesn't have to be Apple. But what do you want in a smartwatch? Let us know, and please rate our podcast, subscribe to it on iTunes. All the links and everything you need will be down below. So in the article or on YouTube anyways, down below. So go ahead and check out all of the articles that we discussed. I'll be sure to link them all for you. We appreciate you listening.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. And be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I have some giveaways that are going to be happening over the next couple of weeks. See that big stack of stuff over there on the table? All of that is giveaway material.
It's a huge stack.
Seriously, it's like I have like 30 things to give away. So stay tuned, subscribe to the YouTube channel to make sure that you're the first to enter these upcoming giveaways.
Is that big box what I think it is? The bigger one?
Yeah, that's what you think it is. So
that's cool.
Yep. So be sure to subscribe, and thanks again for listening, everybody. We appreciate it. Have a great week.